What's up, man? It's your boy Moondog 3732. Just here, man. Just I wouldn't say it's a rant, but here we go. As you can see on the bottom of the screen, it says the NBA and I have parted ways, man. I used to like love. I'm not talking about like love the NBA, man. Like NBA to me was like the pinnacle of sports, man. It was like the acme. You know what I'm saying? It's the highest you can reach as far as being an athlete, as far as being great. But it's not this it's not what it used to be, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of time people say that change, but what kind of change, man? All change ain't good. Like I'm talking about like my first actual basketball jersey I ever bought, man, was a Mitch Richmond jersey, man. It was black and purple. You know what I'm saying? And then my favorite player, my actual favorite player was Ray Allen, man, coming up out of UConn. Then, my boys, my partner used to tell me about Kenny Anderson and stuff like that. And then, Chris Jackson, Mark Move, Raul. I'm looking at all these great players, man. Antonio McDyess. I'm talking about Stacey Augman. See, a lot of these people, I know I ain't talking about superstars, right? But we talking about people like Stacey Augman, man, Jim Jackson. You know what I'm saying? People like that, man. And then even Jamal Mashburn, man. Some man, these guys could ball, but a lot of times, if you're just a casual fan or a casual person, that you might not even know who these guys are because they're not so-called stars, right? Or actual leading the team. I mean, even people like Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway, and those were phenomenal players, right? But when I see today's game, and I'm gonna call it just that game because it seems like they're not taking it seriously, right? Some of the things that I dislike about the today's game, man, is flopping. You mean to tell me that instead of playing defense, you fall purposely, fall, flop, over exaggerate? They got flopping, they got whole flopping videos, man, compilations, man, of players that flop anywhere from Marcus Smart to LeBron, and like list goes on. So it got so bad that they had to make a rule, an actual rule against flopping. But people are, oh man, you don't understand the game. I do understand the game. And I know and I understand what's the actual game and what's BS. All that flopping crap, man, that's BS added to the game. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just playing, you trying to be bailed out by a ref, and the refs be going along with it, man. So they part of the problem too, right? Next one of the things that I see, man, load managing. Oh, I'm great. I'm a superstar. But you're not playing. You're not hurt. You're not injured. You're not playing because you don't want to play. So the people that paying your salary, aka the people that's paying for the ticket. I know you got the NBA and you got the TV contract and stuff like that. I can understand it. But you're talking about I'm a load man because I'm tired because I played one game yesterday, got to play another game today, so I can't play. You're not super. There's nothing super about what you got going on if you can't play back-to-back games and expect to be called a star. Plus, you haven't won anything. And then people like Paul George, hey man, gets called. I'm playoff P. Then you giving yourself nicknames. Anybody that actually played the game, Halo Park, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that actually played the game know that you don't give yourself a nickname. You know what I'm saying? When you're actually out there playing to a high level, man, you don't give yourself no nickname. But you talk about all these so-called superstars and what they're doing. Oh, I don't feel like playing now. I don't care who showed up, man. It's whole families here, and they taking themselves to the game. Mom, dad, brother, sister. You know what I'm saying? And they coming to see you, but you're not playing because you're tired. See, that's that guaranteed contract. You know what I'm saying? But guess what they did? They had to change that up too. You got to play so many games in order to get this, in order to get that. It's crazy to me that you're really getting paid millions of dollars, man, to play a game. I understand you at a high level. You've been playing since before high school. I get it. I get it. But what part of that is your job? You know what I'm saying? Like you're getting paid a crazy amount of money, man, just to show up to work. Next thing, defense. Lack of defense. It's crazy when you say defense because when you see Minnesota Timberwolves, the fact that they was playing defense as a team was getting headlines is amazing to me. Like, but somebody like Wimbyama, that man is he's playing. I think Wimbyama, he's going to be the face of the league because Ja didn't want it. Anthony Edwards acting like he wanted, but hey man, they lost. But you got people like let's say Drew Holiday, you know what I'm saying? All these other players that play defense. Patrick Beverly, he's a pest, but he plays defense. He's getting paid to play defense, which everybody should play defense. I understand that everybody's not good at defense, right? Like Kyrie, because people like Kyrie and stuff, people like that, they put so much money to their offense. Their offense is their defense. You see what I'm saying? That, but then at the same time, to have a well-rounded game, you how can you be a superstar if you don't have offense and defense? I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna ask you that. How can you be a superstar if you don't have offense and defense? Meaning the same amount of offense you have, can you play comparable and a comparable amount of defense to that, or at least close to it? Next, lack of fundamentals. You got people now they just dribble, and they make a play, right? So because they don't have fundamental, they're not fundamentally sound, dribbling, passing, free throws, jump shots, defense, able to read, able to read the offense, able to understand, able to execute the offense. They're not fundamentally sound. They have flashy moves, and that flash it covers up for their lack of fundamentals. Man, come on, man. A bounce pass. Can't make a bounce pass. All right, man. You can't make a jump shot. You can't do a pick and roll. You can't defend a pick and roll. I guess the cone drill out. You know what I'm saying? So it's the game is really really sloppy. And I be seeing people that they just like falling, like they make a layup and just fall. Like nobody touching. Like what? Why are y'all falling so much? Why are you falling so much? I mean, it's the product, man. Just like food, man. Food don't taste the same what it used to. Everything has changed, but every change is not for the man down. Every change is not for the best, right? Also, we got these ISO players. They gonna stay at the top of the key. They go dribble, 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 dribble. Then try to make a shot with 3 seconds left, and everybody else standing around the perimeter and waiting for you to pass it. The movement isn't there. When I'm watching the actual game, a lot of people get watch clips and stuff like that. But when I'm watching the game and I see some of the coaches actually running plays, but I also see players running the audible, meaning they gotta get their points. Some of their contracts have stipulations in it, right? So they gotta do what's best for them and their brand. Their brand isn't the team. Their brand is them, which I understand because the team will cut you, will trade you, you'll buy a new house and they'll get rid of you. But that's what it is, right? Also, I see a lot of entitled and unmotivated players. It's crazy that you're so unmotivated that to play your 82 game schedule and the playoffs, if you make it to the playoffs, that they had to do an in-season tournament, and whoever win the tournament get a bonus. So you getting paid, you better in your family situation. That's not motivation enough. Is it the guaranteed contracts? Is that what it is? Is that the reason why? Because I see people in the NFL, they go all out. You know why? The contract, a lot of those contracts aren't guaranteed. But even when you see an NBA roster or you look at the bench, you got 12, 13 players there. But we know a lot of the coaches on the plate like 8 deep. Draft picks, lottery picks. Can you actually play? Have you played? Have you got traded where you're a contributor to the other teams? So when I'm seeing these players, man, they expecting calls, they expecting other players to respect them just because they expect the league to do this for them. Man, you just expected to play, put on a show, and win. Next, winning championships are not priorities. when we look at some of the moves that some of these teams have made in the last few years, it would seem to the person on the outside looking in that they're not trying to win, right? You may know about the LeBron James situation with the LeBron and Bronny and stuff like that. So also, hold on, Giannis and his brother, you gotta state there first before we go to LeBron and Bronny, right? S- So we're gonna start. Just say Giannis. Then Giannis got his brother on as part of his signing for the Milwaukee Bucks. We know that Milwaukee's not a big market team, right? So you took up a roster spot for somebody that could potentially help you win for your brother, right? So we got then you got rid of Drew Holiday and sent him to the Celtics. And then matter of fact, when Drew got to Milwaukee, boom, they won a championship. Now then Drew went to the Celtics, boom, you got a championship. It looks like people like the Lakers in particular are just trying to sell merchandise, sell tickets, and placate to old players. At what point are you going to turn the clock, right? And start your rebuilding process. Every team goes through a rebuilding process. But are you like a lot of people are loyal to their teams, but are their teams loyal to them? You talking about the Cowboys. Man, Jerry Jones said it. He don't care about winning. He care about filling the seats, man. I don't care. I don't see on the internet. Okay, I watched it. Watched it for myself. You take that where you want to. Also, the refs, man, the refs don't be refing. We know that certain players have always got preferential treatment. Like Jordan, I done seen Jordan talk to a ref, man, and the ref had changed the call mid call. They're not calling travels on a consistent basis. They're not calling text for hanging on the rim at a consistent basis. You got refs out there beefing with the players. You got the betting scandals. You see what I'm saying? It seems like the refs, man, like if I'm looking at the game, but you get paid to make the calls. So if you don't make the calls, that means what? That means that are you getting paid by the league to not make these calls? And then it's so inconsistent that when you make the calls, the players are also what? The players are shocked that you actually made the call. The commissioner is weak. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. The commissioner, the NBA commissioner, man, he's weak, man. The way they handle some of these things, like the Draymond situation, man, Draymond be out there trying to knock people's heads off, man, choking folks out, choke Rudy Gobert into a whole nother life form. You know what I'm saying? He turned into soup. He choked him, which had, but the commissioner, the way he handled it, a lot of people disagree with it, right? So, what are you doing when you're being light, so to speak, on somebody that's trying to hurt, like physically hurt other players? And Draymond not a star. Man, he's a glorified role player that they say is a cheerleader that says the heart of the team. If he's the heart of the team, they probably had a heart attack. But anyway, I wouldn't have paid him all that money. But when you see stuff like that, when you see stuff like the Kyrie situation, right? Man, Kyrie posted a link. He had to go through all types of sensitivity training, right? But JJ Redick, yeah, he's been accused of saying certain things for black people, Chinese people, stuff like that. But did he have to go through this same training? So what? So as a commissioner, what do you do? What do you separate? What do you do and what the team does? Because the team had actually put some, suspension on Kyrie. So what do you do? Man, the commissioner to me, man, he's not one of those. He's not. Well, we know he's not David Stern. David Stern would have, man. He would have thrown out 50 games. You know what I'm saying? He didn't care you played or not. The league is above everything else. We got a lot of stars, a lot of entertaining players, a lot of good players, a lot of great players, but few winners, few champions, and few superstars. Once again, to me, man, superstars are those people that do what? Their talent actually leads their team to championships. We saw what Kyrie did, right? When he had them 40 some points that game. When he was with Cleveland and LeBron had 40 some points that game. And he put the oof on Steph, man. Man, he was doing jump back. he was do, he was doing fadeaway 3 pointers and everything. Nothing they could do against him, right? So when I see somebody like that, and then they say somebody like Anthony Edwards is a superstar, I'm like, he's a great player, he's an entertaining player, but he hasn't won anything. Ja didn't want it. You know what I'm saying? But when Ja get out there, they win. But it's the off the court stuff that stops a lot of these players, man. So when I look at the game, so this and the tripped out part about it, people like LeBron, you know what I'm saying, people that have influence, they use their influence to get their way, right? But shouldn't your play on the field be able to dictate what you're doing? We know we're in the social media area, which I'm gonna put this posters on social media and everything like that. And but matter of fact, man, who wear LeBron shoes, man? Does anybody in your family wear LeBrons? Right, they need to hit on there. So we got like a lot of stars, man, but not superstars. Some people call Paul George a superstar. He's a good player. Couldn't get out the East. You see what I'm saying? Went to the West. Couldn't get out the West without being traded. So is Paul George a superstar? So when you're saying somebody's a superstar, are you saying a superstar based on what? Oh, he averaging points. Luca. We saw when it was time for Luka to step up and take his superstar name. What happened? He on the floor pouting while his team down there playing defense. He's still on the floor. So when we talking about superstars, man, we don't have many superstars. People that go get out there and take it. Get out there, get out there and take a game when you need it. The Celtics, they were trying to sweep everybody, but we know the Celtics go always give you that one game, right? That one game where you could be like, here they go. They forgot what they got to do. But we saw what the Celtics did, right? The Celtics lost the game on purpose to go back home and win at home. And Luka was happy. They were like, yeah, we winning. If I can see that the Celtics letting you win, you should be able to see it too. Yeah, we didn't get swept. But man, I mean, that's the NBA to me in a nutshell, man. It's like I like some of the young players, like I said, Wemby, you know what I'm saying, Anthony Edwards, Paolo, you know what I'm saying, play with the Magic. It's a lot of good players out there, man, that I'm interested in seeing where they go. But at the same time, it's not the same, man. As a fan, not the fan like Kendrick was talking about with Drake, man, but just a fan of the game, man. I would like to see it get back to the essence of the game, even with the All-Star game, man. Man, that was nothing but a day off. You know what I'm saying? If you went to the All-Star game, man, you paid for any of that, man. That's your fault, man. These folks did not want to play no ball. They was out there, they trying to, man. All right, man. I remember when they actually tried to beat each other. You know, competition. It seemed like the NBA. It's a competition problem. Everybody friends. They want. Don't nobody want to win against their friends. Oh, they want to hug and stuff. Man, I'm trying to beat everybody. I don't care who you are. But with that being said, man, that's me and the NBA, man. I'm good on the NBA. Time to start watching college again. Holla.